Dave here with Half Dozen Customs. We're back out here on the Monte today for a little Monte Monday action. We left off last week with pulling the heat and AC box, all the ducting out that was still behind the dashboard, the wiring, the brake booster. So I said in the last video that we would probably end up removing this windshield wiper motor, which, like I said before, I don't know if this motor works or not, but I know the pump does it, and I know the pump does it because there was a universal pump in here that we removed in the very beginning. So, but anyways, we're gonna get that removed, and then and we're gonna get like the torch and a scraper, and we're just gonna start scraping all the glue and caulk and tar off of everything, and start getting stuff kind of cleaned up. I'd like to sandblast all the rusty spots tonight and get that all cleaned up. But before we do that, we gotta get all the tar and glue and caulk and everything off of it. So let's get to it. Alright, so the main stuff, like, you know, we need to get all this off. You know, this looks like house caulk again. There's a bunch of stuff going down that cracked corner there. This here, not sure what we're gonna do with that. Some kind of rust protectant, you know, undercoating, something like that. And it kind of sucks that it's, you know, there's screws coming out and cables coming out and all this stuff coming out that I really wasn't planning on removing any of this stuff to get that cleaned up. I figured we'd just clean everything up and we'll tape this stuff off before we paint. But it kind of sucks that stuff is all around, all that stuff. So we're gonna have to carefully probably go in there with the wire wheel and try our best to get that stuff cleaned out. Okay, well, that was a lot interesting. So Colleen came out here and she asked me to go get the mail, so I went and got the mail. And as I was getting the mail, this hay truck comes by and drops a bale of hay. I don't know if you guys can see that right between the houses there. It dropped a bale of hay out in the middle of the street, and we rolled it over into the driveway, and they said that they'd come back for it. So we'll see if they come back. But as they were driving away, it looked like they were going to lose the rest of the load. So I don't know how far down the road they made it, but they definitely did not have that loaded up very well. So let's get back to scraping here. Alright, I took a couple things apart off camera. I removed the throttle cable. I removed the gas pedal. There was a couple screws there for the gas pedal. I removed the two lower screws for the steering column. Only reason that I didn't remove the upper two is because I couldn't get to them easily. Worst case scenario, I guess I can always go back and pull them, but I think we cleaned up a lot to be able to get in here and try and clean this a little better. I tried to do, I grabbed a little pail of some lacquer thinner and a metal like toothbrush, scrubby brush, and tried to see if it would, and no, nothing. What a mess that stuff is. Okay, well, that stuff was kind of unexpected. You know, I knew it was there, but I didn't think that it was going to be such a pain to get that off of there. So it's obviously going to take a little bit more time than I thought, and I'm not going to sit there and make you guys watch me clean that off for an hour, nor am I going to make Colleen go through and watch it all while she's trying to edit stuff. So I'm going to shut you guys down, and I guess we'll pick back up once I get some more of that cleaned up and I'm happy with it. So I guess we'll see you guys in a little bit. Stay tuned. Okay, I think we're ready to do some sandblasting here. I'm just gonna put some cardboard over this frame so I'm not wasting the frame that just got painted. There we go. I think I got most of that cleaned up. Hopefully Sandblaster will take care of the rest. We'll see. Alright, well, you know, there's still a couple of things that I see that need to be cleaned up. You know, whatever this tar stuff is that was all over the front of this, we got, you know, 90% of it, so we just gotta go back and clean up the rest. Maybe a little wire wheel, little grinder action maybe. There was a bunch over here that I did not know was here until we sandblasted. There's still a little bit around the steering area. There's some up in here. So, but for the most part, like, all this stuff really came pretty clean. I'm pretty happy with everything. Just a little bit more cleanup, I think, and this is, you know, good enough for cleaning up. You know, getting it primed, putting some new seam sealer on it. There's a hole over here. There's this square where the old wiring harness went through. There's a circle there where the wiring harness went through. And then we have, you know, our heating and AC area that we have to weld up. So that'll be next. Maybe, you know, maybe we'll do a little bit more cleanup, or maybe we'll just go right into metalwork and finalize the cleanup, you know, a little later on after we're done welding everything up. But for the most part, I think everything's pretty good. That you know, I'm happy with what we got done tonight. All the rust and everything that was really the main issue is all taken care of. So I see a couple things that need to be hammered and dollied, and around the trans tunnel area from people banging it, taking the motor in and out. Colleen has said that this was not the original motor that was in it, so she said that her dad switched the motor once before. So that's probably how that got all banged up. But I think the rest of it can be, you know, just some wire wheeling, some DA and some grinding. And we'll be good to go. So, like I said, tomorrow, next Monday is a fresh start, I think, and we'll go from there. Hopefully next Monday we can start making some panels or getting some stuff cleaned up, ready to weld up. And the only other thing that I think we got to do before we do any welding is we got to get all this. There's all this insulation mat that's in there. We got to pull all that out before we weld. So, but other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the little video. We'll get back to it next Monday. Remember to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Thanks for joining us. I'm out.